Clash Royale.
Clear favorites, and it's definitely Patience's style too. He's like, you know, he's just a timing attack-oriented kind of guy. He hits a timing. If it doesn't really work out, he can definitely get flustered, make some mistakes. But after all, he is able to take this one game, so he's going to force a game number 3 here in the winner's match. Patience and TY. Welcome to New Gettysburg for the first time tonight. Down here in the bottom right in the red, the Protoss player bringing it back. In last game, it is Patience.
And his opponent to the bottom left in blue, it is TY. Terran from AT Rolster. 1 game left. The 7th player to move into the round of 8 will be decided on this map, New Gettysburg. This is the map I feel that Patience's playstyle works the best on, but he's already shown 2 really cool builds in game 1 and 2 of the maps that I thought were TY favored, so who knows what's going to happen here. Anything could happen. Yeah,
I mean, this is a map that Patience chose, right? So wouldn't be surprised if he either just feels like it's a good Protoss map, which it is. A lot of Protosses nowadays saying that they definitely like this map, just in general for Protoss. But also maybe he's got something specific planned. You know, maybe he's going to pull out something crazy like an air toss, go for something like that, or maybe he's just going to, you know, go for a 2-base timing, you know, or maybe try to deny a 3rd base, right? Something like that, you know. He's definitely got a lot of options here.
Probe Scout, both games he goes for it, gets denied.
Close there.
Just has a slightly faster movement speed than the Marine. Gets out of there. There's actually like a distance to where if the Marine intercepts correctly, if you cross that distance, you just lose the probe no matter what. He was right on the edge of that. So survives with 4 HP, I believe. Well, we do see the Chrono Boost on the Adept, but no Stargate yet, if that's what he's planning. This is actually
the TY build.
Yeah, it's standardized by him. He was the first to do this. Mario started doing it, then everybody started doing it. You guys see the Scout.
Do you think he just goes DTs again?
No way.
I mean,
to put it all on the line here.
He could. It is TY after all. I mean, if you're in a situation like this as Protoss, you're like, well, I could just DT him again. He didn't really deal with it well last time.
I would love to see just a Robo and like
Glaive
SOS style, like we saw SOS do on Dust Towers in the past. Even Hero did it. Okay, show me the Glaives. Show me the
Dark Shrine.
Well,
definitely going to be Glaives here.
There's the Glaives. I want to see the Adept drop with a big warp end with a short air distance. I love the Hellion fob. TY's like, okay, I didn't get a good idea of what's going on. I'm going to pressure with these Hellions. He's actually going up to 4 Hellions, not just the normal 2.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good map to do it on. You get over there very, very fast. We saw Byung doing it against Classic.
This
is a nice bit of damage done.
This is why many Protoss players will actually block the bridge with a pylon so that this doesn't happen.
Yeah. Keep in mind that also an overcharge was used to kill the engineering bay.
Yep.
So now I'm not sure that he even has one. Getting a nice bit of damage done here.
Good lineups on those probes. Several damage that didn't even die. And he does have 2 more Hellions coming across the bridge right now. Can he get that last probe? Nope. But 2 more coming in. Just going to go right into the main again because he knows the Mothership Core is there.
He does have 1 overcharge now. There it is. Oh, and he's forced in here. And he does get 1 more probe, but not going to be worth it here.
Yeah, several more damage. But here's the Warp Prism I was talking about. He's doing the build that I wanted.
This is a very fun build. You load up some Adepts, and if you get into the main safely and the Terran doesn't stop you and they went for this many Hellions, they're kind of dead.
They die, yeah.
No, they're not kind of dead. They're dead.
Yeah.
They're actually dead. And see what TY is doing. He made an engineering bay and a turret. He doesn't really know what's going on. He didn't get it. I mean, he did get into the main.
He's still making Hellions, by the way. Okay, now he's like, oh, bunker time. I need to get those up. I need more than one of those.
Where's my bunkas? There's one at the front.
He needs to, well.
Okay, he's making a turn on the edge here.
I was going to say, if Patience doesn't go for the main, I guess this works out, but he definitely will go for the main. That's not enough Marines. He needs to save that Prism. Where's the phase mode? He's not phasing it.
Wow, he's just going to micro it here.
Wow, that's really, I mean, there's still barely any units, so I guess it might not matter.
Okay, here we go, the warp-in, and there's nothing
One
to
Marine
stop
in the
it at all.
bunker. He needs to save the Prism so he can keep getting warp-ins. The turret is done.
And look at that, just going to elevate her up into the main, and TY, oh, the warp prism, though, it goes down. The one thing he had to take care of, the warp prism, does get sniped out of the air by the missile turret, and so this will eventually be taken out.
Oh my god, he flew his observer into that as well. But the fact of the matter is, even without the Prism, he spent so much on Hellions, he doesn't have a lot to defend this. He has a siege tank out now. It's a TY tank too, so it's better than normal siege tanks. He repairs with, and he also uses stop command here to protect it a little bit.
Yeah, he's going to have a second tank here, so it will be cleaned up. He has taken a lot of damage, and now he has fully walled off the front.
Look at the army supply. Like, he's got another Prism. He has Adepts coming across the bridge. He can harass with them and then maybe even lift them up and then attack again. Here comes 6 more. TY may simply still die, but if he can hold on a little bit longer, he can recover. It's just like holding on is basically impossible at this point. The Korean commentators didn't like that he didn't commit to that bunker there.
Well, the tank was there, and it seems like he wants to play it safe. He wants to group up. He still has a lot of
attack at the front.
He's going to have 18 Adepts here to attack the front, and even with tanks, I mean, if you split well, it's going to be interesting.
Look at how he's going to time the Shades.
Oh,
he wants to surprise him. Draws him back. Shades come in.
Kills the supply depot, and there he
goes!
He gets
in!
He gets in! The flood of water Adepts coming in through the front door, immediately snipes the tank.
The Prism gives vision of the high ground here, so that's not even really going to be that effective. The massive Shades towards the main as well. Looks like Patience, man. He came with so many different builds tonight. He made some decision-making mistakes. He made some, kind of mechanical mistakes, but his strategies here were excellent. And he's going to advance in first place.
More and more Adepts just streaming in the front door. And with that warp prism there, he's just going to warp in one more time. No, he's going to lose it, actually.
He made a second one, I believe, though.
Yeah.
No, he didn't, actually.
Look at how many just SCVs are going down. He's going to barely hold. Patience now taking a third base.
I mean,
well, this does get held.
This should have been a win. Guys, I feel like this is really. I mean,
he should have. When the Warp Prism went in there the first time, he could have ended the game, but just like a small micro mistake means that this game will go on. TY definitely still does have a chance.
TY has more than a chance. He has Stim. And
that's definitely more than a chance.
That's
Stim is pretty good.
Stim is pretty good. Glaives, of course, are powerful, but medevacs are coming out. This bio army is now going to have this huge power spike where it can both defend but also attack and punish. If Patience was having trouble with his warp prisms against unstim Marines, he's going to have a lot more trouble now. Okay, here comes the drop. Big Stim. He's already in phase mode. He should be able to get out here this time unless a second Stim is used, and it is.
There we go. We're going to snipe it out of the air.
I think TY wins this game.
It's looking like it. He's holding on.
All he needs to do is get combat shields. He has the money. Get some combat shields. He has +1. Dark Shrine coming up. Win behind Dark Shrine. I mean, this game was over, okay? It's not like, Wolf, bad calls. It's like fail fish. No. This was a game that was ended, but he flew his prism into the wrong places. 2 different prisms he threw away. And now TY's like, oh, okay, I survived. I have Stim. Combat shields are on the way. I'm not saying that this game is over now, because
TY definitely has a good chance here. The third base is going to be a problem. Definitely needs to get some damage done.
This
Stim in.
This is a full energy mothership core. He tries to snipe it. That's greedy. Gets punished.
Not going to lose too much, but definitely not worth the trade.
Yeah. Almost got that that mothership core. Had he sniped that, would have been a totally different story.
Now, we're gonna have to be careful now with Blink out of the map. Another Warp Prism being made. We'll see how this one fares. Still committing to some harass, actually. Looking for a third base is Patience, but there is none. So he should be feeling pretty good about that.
Island base being taken here from TY. Something that Patience won't expect, at least not anytime soon.
If he doesn't expect it and no War Prism goes there to punish it, well, then TY could definitely be feeling good about that base.
Double drop of SCBs to get that mining happening over here. You guys can see it now. So he's not only going to do this, but he's also going to go for a triple drop. There's a lot of units in the main. Looks like clustered up around the bottom left to spot for something like this and also to deny this. Okay, a fourth medevac to join them. Leaves the Widow Mines at home, I guess presumably against an Adept run by. The units in the main I was talking about, watching them on the minimap, they moved up slightly. Now they're blinking out. It was Blink Stalkers. He just blinked them out and watch this minimap because these units are now not in position for the drop that's going to come across.
Big supply block for TY here. Looks like he's thinking about a lot of stuff, obviously, in this game. Trying to go for a drop, trying to get the space up. And making turrets at the same time. Playing it very safe, slow. Patience going to start adding disruptors, just one at a time. And it's definitely going to be pretty nice against the bio. Push it back, at least zone it out.
TY is just like teasing me so hard with this drop. I'm like, are you doing it or not?
It's almost like he's just defending.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I just got to make sure that I don't die here.
Oh, is he going to build a CC? No way. I think he is.
This is...
Here we go.
There's an observer. Yeah. Right there.
But you know what? If he sends units over to harass this, TY can counter and kill them with the medevacs he has nearby. It's going to start to becoming important who controls the air in a minute here. This game that was already over long ago is now starting to get a whole lot more interesting.
Yeah. Look at this. I mean, the medevac, or rather the War Prism is going to go over there and be met with that huge army you were talking about. This is like some weird, ancient boat kind of colony that would just go around and protect their civilization like this, except like this.
Oh, sick.
Kills it immediately. And what exactly can Patience do?
He's like, oh, you have two bases now. I guess I'll make disruptors.
He doesn't have an air army, right? He's not going to be able to make enough Warp Prisms to get over there and challenge that many units, right? So he just has to let it go. He has to take another fourth base.
Yeah. He also... I guess he doesn't have to try to control the area. He could just ignore these bases, but they're going to be up for so long for free.
Yeah, the only thing about this is a large portion of TY's army is out of position, but it's so close to the main production of Patience, so Patience is forced to keep defense at his home and his production, and he can't really move across the map because it's still a pretty big map. He can't really attack even though a lot of those units are out of position because it's just going to get counterattacked by a huge army of TY. So TY's just kind of got him in a gridlock here.
Yeah.
It's a really weird situation. And you can see now, the first Stargate coming up here, as well as a Templar Archives.
He's going to need to be very efficient with his storms for the first few fights. His anti-air is somewhat low versus the massive Liberator count that we have here. He does find this Observer. Liberator's count is starting to get really high. I do think it's about time to add a Fusion Core here, now that TY is set up on these 4 bases, and get the ballistics, advanced ballistics. This is just 1 cannon, 2 pylons though. Yeah. But
the Koreans, they're beginning to realize
if he can siege the high ground with the Liberators of the main base, this could do so much.
Oh boy. Well, 1 Widow Mine gets off at least.
Okay, this is the scary moment. If the Liberator... Oh, okay, he has Stalkers over here. Let's just say if he gets in here, Liberators get on top of the ramp, it gets nasty. It still could get nasty. That air blocker is pretty annoying to deal with here.
I like Patience's response to the gridlock. He's like, yeah, I'll keep some units over there, and we're just going to go late game. If you want to let me get 1 million Colossi and Storm and Archons and Tempests and whatever, then I'm fine with that, I'm sure Patience is confident to go into that later game with a very strong, super late game, end game Protoss army.
Storm drops are not going to be effective versus these island bases. They're only really going to be effective versus the army. And again, he's going to need those for the Liberators because he doesn't have any sort of other anti-air yet. He doesn't have a fleet beacon. And, I mean, he has like almost no stalkers on the map. So that's what I'm worried about if a ramp gets controlled. Like, if those stalkers are on the main, TY gets on top of the main, kills all the production, gets on top of the ramp. Like, the stalkers, the few of them that are left, have to try to go up the ramp. The stalker count we saw was like that big stalker count that he had to deal with the drop, right? We're going to see it here and again in a second. Where is it?
Oh, boy.
Okay, it doesn't get that mothership. Feedbacks are terrifying here. All these medevacs have built a lot of energy. Like, show me the stalkers. I want to see exactly how many he has because it's real important. Okay, there it is. That's his stalker count. That's not enough to fight this. It's like almost an equal stalker count to Liberator count. So, Fleet Beacon being queued up here with another Stargate. And we are going late game, but TY is continuing the upgrades. He's taking a 5th base at the 9 o'clock. And he's getting Vikings to deal with the Colossi. There's only 2 of them. The Vikings will be out before the Tempest even though, so... I'd say like I'm pretty optimistic for TY here.
Yeah, I mean, I like his position as long as he doesn't get hit by a couple of huge storms.
Okay. Huge storms go down. Really well split liberation zones. So he needs to back off. Gonna grab this observer. Very careful stim there too, only stimming like 2 Marines to get that observer.
Yeah, very slow push here. Begins to stim into the army as I say that, but he's gonna slowly come. Oh, some storms from the left side. Like how Patience is controlling his High Templar this time.
All right, unlike Cure, he has 4 medevacs with his army. Oh, storm flank here for the Liberators. If he had ballistics, he really could be pushing this a lot harder. So many Templar that have storms. He must have been saving those for a while. If he got advanced ballistics, he could push this a lot safer, but he's struggling to move forward. Ooh. When you see a warp into Stalkers like that, it almost makes you wonder if Patience is considering going for the killing blow on these Liberators. Starts 3-3. +3 for TY's army is almost done, though. +2 armor, just the same.
Oh, trying to stim in here towards that 4th base. Going to be denied by a bunch of Stalkers. Move commands here, trying to get over there underneath those medevacs. Here he goes, trying to pick off 1, 2. Does not get the 3rd one.
Oh, way out positioned right now is Patience. He's going to lose this base.
At the same time, a big stim down to the natural. There's nothing really there for Patience. His entire army's up at the 4th base.
Oh, look at this. He's going to split. The Templar Archives is exposed. He can't quite get it. But he may be able to get the Fleet Beacon if he hits the natural. Looks like he was on move command with that 2nd army. This gets cleaned up. 2 Tempests now queued up here on the way. This army I was talking about, I was thinking was going towards the natural, is just going to go on the retreat now. And TY does need to start the +3 armor soon. He has so much money. And he's doing so much at once. Like, he's dropping the multiplications, he's splitting his army, he's trying to decide what kind of tech he wants to have here. Sending some Liberators now for Harass as well. That's really the only thing missing here for TY. That and the ballistics upgrade, which he's very reluctant to get. It's a gas-intensive upgrade, I get that, but that'll be something he's going to want to have the later this game goes on. It's just allows you so much more flexibility with Liberator comps like this. Look at how many Liberators he has.
TY really wants to come in here and go for the attack.
Oh man, this is such a bad place to fight with the bridge. He's got a choke point versus Colossi, and all the Liberators are going to go down. This is why you can't fight on the bridge, guys. We talk about all the time, but we rarely actually see moves like this. Cannon's denying this too.
That was like 8 Liberators that just got sniped there for no damage on the other side for TY. Really kind of unfortunate. He's going to stim in here now.
He's just outmaneuvering Patience regardless. After that move, he's still like, okay, I lost a lot of units, but... Oh, nice feedback. He lost a lot of units, and he's still looking for damage with these drops. And Patience got outmaneuvered for that feedback. With the Stalker blinks there, puts Patience at a 40 army supply lead with 3-3 now completed, +3 armor. Not even started yet for TY. He's trying to get those Vikings out, but he's replacing Vikings and Liberators, as you mentioned, with all those dead Liberators. He can't use the bridge as an attack point. He can only use it that way if he's flying over the bridge, going south of the medevacs.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm going to grab this stasis ward.
Look
that
at
could
this,
be a game changer.
Look at this snake of bio going across that bridge. He was thinking about it, but not going to go for it. Probably a better idea here. And Just the way this map works, even though Patience did kill so much of TY's army, it's still a very big map. It's hard for him to really punish. He still hasn't sent anything towards the island bases. There's really only one turret there and a small group of bio. Just 4 Marines and 2 Marauders. So that's something you could think about a little bit later on. Maybe just one drop
poking,
in there.
even like totally possible. More and more Stargates being added here. We're going to Supreme late game now. 20 minutes has passed. 3 more Stargates.
That used to be when the players are like making their 3rd bases. The storm.
So, I mean, let's see what comes of this. Getting another Oracle for Vision, adding 9 cannons.
Yeah.
Cloaking, personnel cloaking, +2 for Vikings. Another Ghost Academy. We will see nukes this game. And this is about to get pretty crazy. A game that was essentially over. This is very reminiscent of Game 2 with Patience and Cure, where Patience basically had the game won, made a mechanical mistake, and then the game went on. He could lose this one, but he has a great army. He has a big gas bank.
Ooh, nice snipe on the Disruptor, actually.
Actually pretty worth it, I'd say.
Ate some shots from the Colossi, but it was okay overall. And yeah, I mean, this map is just producing some great PvTs. I mean, you had that Beyond versus Classic one in the last group. Now we're having Paces versus TY going up to 6 phases.
Nice.
And, yeah, nice little snipe there.
Didn't even get the tag off.
1 nuke. Just 1.
Yep, he'll get a second one once personal cloaking finishes. Not sure if it's personal cloaking or personnel cloaking.
I think it's personnel.
I hope so.
Pretty sure it is.
All right. All right. The SCVs just want to get off the island, but they can't. Not till the 6th season of Island Base 2.
That's Island Base 1, man.
Oh yeah, it is actually. You're right. Sorry, everybody.
It's okay. I like little moves like these. You know, cannons aren't ready. You try to come in, do a little bit of damage.
It's funny because if he loses the bio, it's okay because the bio costs like the same as the cannons, if not less.
And it's just for like pulling this Protoss army apart and forcing him to react, and then moving in with the majority of your army over here. Take a great trade against Adepts, and then get in position for some nukes.
Cloak is so powerful here too. I mean, you mentioned it earlier. How we're seeing this more often in this matchup, and also that Ghosts do bonus damage to light at Adept units, or Adepts are light units. So, it's been a long day.
You could say they're all adept at fighting, I suppose.
Right.
Yeah. Now,
in fact, you know what? I think actually for a while one of the Protoss kill counter things was Adept. It might still be. You know how everyone gets like Commander and stuff like that? I think Adept was one of the ones. But anyway.
I would look, but it's all in Korean, sorry.
Yeah. Actually,
5 Tempests at a time.
I mean, he has a massive gas bank, or had. He doesn't have it anymore after making those 5 Tempests. But high sack auto tracking coming up. Finally, the +3 armor, +3 ship weapons. We're getting into some really heavy territory here.
It's quite heavy, and I can't wait to see how TY deals with this. We don't get to see too many PvTs that go this late. So in the past, you know, there was like a week or 2 where SOS, he was playing air toss on Dusk Towers because you could get 3 bases so easily. And we just went like Supreme late game with like 1,000,000 Tempests and Storms and Archons. They weren't using Colossi back then before the buff. They had like a ton of Storms and Archons anyway in AoE. And the Terrans didn't really seem to know how to deal with it. But so far, it seems like the answer is tons of Ghosts, Vikings, Liberators, and a small bit of Bio as well to support.
He still doesn't have the advanced ballistics, which I know I keep harping on this, but I mean, he's making a lot of Liberators, so they're a big part of his composition.
He's going to have 8 after these 2.
Yeah, I mean, that's something I just really would like to see him get. When we're talking about Supreme late game, every upgrade counts, like getting the building armor upgrade right now, because literally everything counts when you get to this late game where money is no longer an issue. Every single, like, he should get Corvid Reactor. I don't know if he'll ever need it, but he should just get it, okay?
Oh, look at that
that's
EMP.
a huge EMP.
Taking it very slow, though. You never want to make one big mistake and lose all your Vikings, because the game could just end from there.
You know what? This is like a situation where battle cruisers might even be appropriate because they do have that tactical jump now, where you can actually see harass. Nuke narrowly misses here.
Pretty close. Is able to snipe one Tempest here.
Tempests are way more expensive than Vikings in gas, so definitely worth it to even trade like 3 Vikings there for a Tempest. Kind of how this works in the Supreme late game, though, in all matchups is if the Protoss ever gets more than like 10 or 15 Tempests, you just kind of can't fight it no matter what with anything.
Like, you're not offering a lot of hope here to the Terrans.
But I mean, like, let's look at this. Like, look at how hard it is to fight this army. And every second you think about it or you're not sure, you're losing units.
Like that.
Yeah,
Extra
I mean, it's
Viking
happening. Like,
down.
watch it. It's
There's
occurring.
Another one. Another Viking about to go down. And with Storms to back it up, it makes it even harder. You try to bunch up your Vikings because you want to micro it in and out very fast, but then you just get stormed. Then what do you do?
And he has mass cannons all over the map, so you can't just like split push the top or the bottom. Even with drops, there's so many cannons all across the map. Building armor making this a little bit tougher to push. It's taking a little bit longer. Defensive nuke, knowing, of course, who would have guessed that TY would only nuke defensively and not offensively? Yeah, he's the macro Terran, and the hope of macro, as the Koreans call him. But look, I mean, he can't even kill a single Tempest, and every time he tries, he's losing so many Vikings.
Coming in
good
now.
EMPs, really good EMPs.
And Patience even fighting over the turrets.
Yeah,
he doesn't need to be doing that. They have enough range.
There's no detection for the ghosts there for a second as well. Okay, actually there was a tag, but if there isn't detection for them, then they can start doing their own targeting.
Whoa.
Ooh, this is starting to be a lot of damage. 2 more nukes on the way, but not done yet.
Blinking in now. I mean, he's just slowly picking at this wall of missile turrets. And you can see TY he can't defend there, so he has to back off. Slowly build up that army, but 5 Tempests at a time. Patience is constantly maxed out, and he's even beginning to get a bit of a bank here, which is kind of funny when you're making only Tempests. It's very hard to do.
Yeah. I noticed he had 2 tech labs on those starports, not being utilized currently. He only has 3 starports, 2 with tech labs, which is only for Ravens, Banshees, and potentially BCs. I think TY is actually still the only player in Korea to have ever made battle cruisers in a professional match.
I think so.
That was a long time ago, though.
Well, here we go, trying to come in, and don't forget about the disruptors in the back. Huge EMPs, though.
Yeah,
and
really
so much
nice.
Of that army.
This bio is just pushing forward. There's not enough storms here. He's going for the chase. This is a huge moment in this game. Patience does have more Tempest coming from the south, but he got outmaneuvered here.
A lot of this bio is in the red. There's not that many medevacs, so a couple of swipes with the Colossi will be huge, and a blink after the Vikings, too. So Patience is going to fight back.
What is he warping in? Makes 4 more Tempests and 2 Colossi. I mean, that gas bank went from like 1,200 to 200 in no time at all.
He went from warping into just making units because he warped in 2 High Templar here. He does have a ton of Storm. Not sure where they were during those fights.
I think basically TY identified that most of the Tempest and most of the High Templar were down towards the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th base. This base right here, that was where most of those units were, so he attacked the north and got a really nice trade-off on the army. And took a lead briefly because of that. We're going to see the pylon wall planted. Any sort of structural wall that you can make will not only give you vision, but will also buy time. More important in the Terran's case, because the Protoss army is moving so slowly. And, you know, Tempests don't do that much damage to structures. They do it slowly over time. And with turrets even having building armor, it starts to kind of add up and give you some more time. Looks like he wants to try to flank here and hit the small Tempest count when this army moves to the mid.
Just thinking about it, sending some of his units over to that other base, but he's going to pull back now.
There is 1 nuke available, just 1. The Stargates are really spread out around the bases as well. They're not all together, so it's not like TY can go, you know, unpower a few of those or like wipe those out. They're not
Drop
the main.
3 nukes and it's all gone.
Yeah. So good placement by Patience.
Ooh,
you can see he
nice
comes
drop.
in here and He's looking for the Stargates, but he can't find them. They're not in there. And
so he just runs by a bunch of cannons.
I'm like, oh yeah, this is tower defense. I played this in Brood War sometimes with my friends when I was in middle school.
Well, not paying attention to that drop. Looks like he's going to lose a lot of those units, and kind of unfortunate. He probably couldn't have gotten too much damage done, but it makes the cleanup easier for Patience.
EMP City over here.
How many Vikings does he even have? He only has 7.
He's
That's actually only
6 right now, though.
Yeah. Needs a bit more for that high of a Tempest count. There are 14 Tempests currently on the map.
You see those 2 starports on the minimap, like towards the left side, just left of where we are right now? Can you check if they still have tech labs on them? Yeah, they do. I'm not really sure what's up with that, but this will be a dead planetary. And the Protoss is starting to take too much ground here. TY needs to do something drastic. He's going for the tag. The tags are huge because without them, he doesn't have vision. Without vision, he can't actually poke with the Tempests.
Yeah. I wonder if there will be a strategy eventually where it's just like try to snipe all the Oracles in the sky. Makes you a bit more safe. Oracles are super fast though, so it's very hard to do.
I wonder what Patience thinks when he sees these tech labs. Okay, more units picked off. Patience will have to back off. Decent EMP here.
Where are the storms? He only has this 1 High Templar.
Okay.
Where are the rest of the High Templar? He needs to bring them over here. He needs the AoE for all this bio.
Yes, he does. There are 3 Colossi in this army too, but there's a lot of Vikings. Here come the storms. Oh, the stim wears off. There's cannons back here. Look at all the Colossus damage being put off. TY is on the chase, but all of his units are so low. I don't know how long he can actually keep up the chase underneath these Tempests. See, this is an overextension here. And what a crazy game this is. TY is not missing a beat with his macro, though.
Yeah.
Constantly producing. And no detection here.
Now going to come in some nice storms. He's
Oh,
going to
times out GG.
That's going to be it.
There you go.
He's going to take game number 3 and move on in first place out of the group.
I'm not even sure if he really had to GG right then and there. He had a lot of economy. He was really hitting his macro. I think he was just frustrated. He thought there were like a ton more Tempests back there.
Yeah,
but
I think he had nothing to deal with the Tempests, you know, and there were so many storms on the map. So even though it like looked kind of even and his production was good, he was going to be able to get those units out faster. It was still a very rough situation.